Testing, testing. Okay, hi everyone, and welcome to another FxEdge Power Hour. I'm Marcello Ducille. Today is April 23rd, 2013. 2 years going by really quickly for us. We're going to do what we've done every day, every trading day that is, a daily market analysis, an evaluation of our strategies, where they are in the market right now, and then followed by a brief questions and answer session if anyone has any questions. So let's go ahead and get started here. And it looks like one second. Okay. Okay, so we're going to start with our STP5, our Swing Trader Pro series. And basically, we've got a few trades that are currently running, and I guess we should talk about those. Let's start with the euro dollar, our STPs, and our 4-hour trades, and finally, we're going to finish with our 1-hour trades that we have running. All right, so as you can see here, we basically have been in a consolidation, and you can see here that we have this big railroad tracks formation, giving us basically a sell signal, if you will, because we went from up higher here down into the sell signal. It's not quite a sell signal though, because it still remained within the consolidation zone. Okay, so we had this big railroad tracks. It was an ambiguous signal, to say the least, and it also triggered though a change from green to red, which gave us a sell. A sell signal, a valid sell signal is what it amounted to. So we did get into a sell here. We got into a sell at 130.30, the open of this bar. Price rode up actually against us for a little while, forming a nice reversal candle, followed by a doji, and then finally, you can't see it in here, but essentially a nice, a bit of a sell-off on the day. Okay. So that is, boom. We actually fell from the high at 130.82 down to 129.71. So we had a 111 pip move on the day, which is not bad at all. And so, you know, if you were a part of Tribe Forex, you would have been able to get in on the trades that we had. I actually called the head and shoulders pattern on this for my Tribe members that are in here. That actually worked out pretty well for all parties involved. Obviously, we had a head and shoulders pattern, and there was a nice entry. If you just got in yesterday, if you saw it and you just got in, you would have made some money there, quite a bit of money there actually. All right, so that's the euro dollar daily. So we're in a sell. We're currently up 31 pips, as you can see here. Dollar Swiss. Let's turn our attention to the dollar Swiss here. We had a reversal candle bouncing off of this 50 and this 200 EMA, and you know, basically the market followed through with this railroad tracks formation that bounced off the low here. So that is, you know, that reversal candle to the sell side still would have looked pretty valid, especially if we had broken the low, but we did not. What we saw is we saw a nice move from the low or from the open to a high that was the equivalent, if not greater than what we had seen on the euro dollar, and that doesn't always happen on the dollar Swiss. Here we had an entry, we had a high at 94.55 and a low at 93.26. Okay, so that's a 129 pips. That obviously is more than the euro dollar. We're not accustomed to seeing that. We generally see smaller ranges on the dollar Swiss than we do on the euro dollar, which says an awful lot. But it's a nice bounce off of this thing and a real solid move up. Makes me feel like we're in a buy trend on the dollar Swiss here, and so that's where we're at here on that, and bodes well for our sell that we currently have on the euro dollar for the time being. Pound dollar. Pound dollar continues in its consolidation. We did have a similar sell off today on the pound dollar, bouncing off the 50 EMA to the downside. but really no real activity here. As you can see, price is basically going sideways here, especially in the last 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, and yesterday, officially yesterday now, basically closed off perfectly, you know, within the zone, within the range. So this is the epitome of range-bound trading here on this pound dollar. The low, of course, being at about 152.20, 152.00, and the high, I would say, depending on if it's following the 50 EMA, if it is, then the high is going to be more or less 53.70. I'm sorry, about 5,300, and you know, if not that, then it's going to be about 53.50 to 53.70. Okay, so those are the zones that this thing is trading in, and we'll have to wait and see when that breakout is going to come, because you know, it's just straight consolidation on the pound dollar for the time being. All right, so the pound yen. All right, not so good news on the pound yen. Actually, it's not bad. You know, we had a sell-off on the pound yen, came very close to our stop loss, did not quite hit our stop loss. We got very fortunate. We were very fortunate there. The low on this thing obviously is 149.94.6. Our stop loss was at 149.94.1. So it less than a pip away from getting stopped out on this trade, and that's why we're still in this trade. Isn't that something? So anyway, we're still in this trade going to the upside of the pound yen. Like I said before, 153.50 is a strong zone for us to pay attention to as the market continues to consolidate here, but it may press up and give us a nice push down, completing a double top formation on the pound yen. So we need to, you know, be vigilant and watch for that. This candle here is clearly bullish, though. We had a sizable move. The low is at 149.94, and we ended up closing at 151.56. So, you know, you can imagine, you know, you have 162 pip move from the low all the way back up, and that's quite a move. When it pushes down that far and then pushes right back up, it bodes well for a buy here on this pound yen. All right, so our Aussie dollar, I'm always interested to see how that's doing. I currently don't trade it for the most part unless I see it up here in a zone that I find to be a very strong area of support and resistance. This was clearly, actually, this candle here, where my cursor is a very strong signal for the sell. I'm surprised that it did sell off a little bit more. The reason I say that is because generally when price retests an area, so we have a push down and we have a retest of an area of support and resistance, it gives us some opportunity. But we didn't see a big move there, and you know, we did see a breakthrough, the 1.0288 area, which has been a very strong area of support and resistance for quite some time. So we're going to be waiting for you know, for some signs of something here on this Aussie dollar. I can honestly tell you that I have no bearing as far as that's concerned. I'm completely, you know, flat. When I was up here, I was, you know, we could be sure that there was going to be a sell. Here was, you know, more likely to be a buy. Down here, looked good for a buy perhaps. But here, it just, I don't know. I've got nothing as far as that's concerned. We could see price move up here on this Aussie dollar. So, but it's not saying an awful lot based upon where it is in its positioning. Okay. So we did have a sell-off on it. Looking at the weekly, may get down to 1.008, and I mentioned that before, or 1.0100. That upward trend line is strong, and it actually is a part of a flag that's being formed on the weekly on the Aussie dollar. Anyway, let's turn our attention to the euro yen. Euro yen did the same thing, guys. Basically, we had that sell-off followed by a move back up, and so we're currently still up on the euro yen, 460 pips. Okay, 458 pips as of now. And like I said, it bodes well for a continuation to move back up to the 130-100 handle on the euro yen. Same things as for the pound yen. So that's where we are, and we're looking forward to see some more movement to the upside. And we do have a trade that's open with 460 pips on the euro yen. Okay, the euro dollar. Let's talk about our 4-hour trades. Let's talk about the IBO and the IBO Rev. So we had a 3-bar IBO followed by IBO Rev right here. And remember we said it was kind of big. It was kind of a big IBO Rev here, 77 pips. And you can see that we have hit our first take profit on this IBO Rev. And it's currently sitting in the second profit or second position at 53 pips of profit. So that IBO Rev continues to do extremely well. And probably because there aren't that many people trading it as much. When we first came out with it years ago, there was a lucky batch who got in on that. We traded it for a little while. We didn't sell a ton of them, and because of that, it's kind of a limited edition. And so, you know, you're less likely to see stop hunts on those particular trades. So, you know, sometimes trades come back around. You start trading it too much, and, you know, brokers start feeling them out and start looking for them. The algorithms, they auto-adapt. But based upon where we are, we don't have that many stops in that area, obviously. These IBO Revs have done extremely well. And so we haven't put them back out on the market, probably for that reason. So there you have it. That is for the IBO Rev, doing very well. All right, so let me talk about the IBO, the inside breakout trade that we've had. All right, so this inside breakout trade, let's talk about it. So we had a shot at an inside breakout trade here. And, you know, basically what happened is this got double hit because the market bounced up and then bounced back down here. Big move. If I can show you on the 15-minute time frame, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I remember being up and talking to one of my traders, giving them some direction. You know, I basically called the sell on this thing, and we watched as the market just picked up and slammed down. In fact, I'll look on the 1 hour. I think I can show it better to you in the 1 hour. There it goes. So the market just hoisted up here and just slammed down. Okay, and this is when we were in our sell positions, looking for a continuation. And so we had that kind of action there on the euro dollar, on the IBO, and actually would give us a double stop out here on this euro dollar. And so unfortunate, but it's a part of the game. It will happen sometimes when you have that kind of unpredictable volatility. So anyway, that is our IBO Rev, which is doing very well. Hit the first take profit at 77 pips. Second position has moved to break even and is currently up 54 pips. And we're going to be looking for, you know, further movement, hopefully to the sell side, because we do have quite a bit of trades, quite a few trades that are going there. Hopefully we'll have a yen-based move that will go and run counter to that as well. So I want to see euro drop, obviously, and I want to see the euro yen and the pound yen rise, because, you know, those are the trades that we currently have. So in a perfect world, that's how it would work. So we'll see what happens there as it develops. All right, so here we have the euro dollar again, and this is where I picked up my head and shoulders pattern in the trade that we had taken yesterday on the in the Tribe Forex. Okay, and so basically you have this. It's actually it's a perfect head and shoulders pattern. If you're a part of Tribe, you can watch my video. I put a video up there yesterday before the trade, and I also have a trade video where you get to see my actual trade as we watch this market drop here. Okay, so if you're a part of the Tribe, you can see it there. Here's what we've got. We've got a shoulder here, and another shoulder here. And, you know, honestly, the head was just so obvious. I mean, there was just no way to get around it. And so this is the head, of course. And there goes our head. So there's no way to get around it. So you had to take the cell off of this. Hopefully, honestly, this retest all the way up here was the best place to get in. If you didn't get in there, then of course the break of the neckline, of course, was another opportunity to get in. Or at the peak here, where we start to see this drop, and you could have gotten into it on a 15-minute time frame. So let's go there very nicely, even though there's a big drop there as well. So coming out of that, down, it's actually very close to the neckline there as well. And it'll move then back into consolidation. As far as the FxEdge Quattro is concerned, we did have a change from red to green, and you know, basically the change from red to green. Oh, sorry, I'm in the wrong area. We had a change from green to red actually. Let's talk about that. All right, so we had a change from green to red, which got us timed into a sell. Okay, so price went down about 20 pips or so, and then moved up. And this spike at the top actually got us out of that trade for a loss. That was a stop loss hit, and then you can see price finally went in our direction. So, you know, there's nothing we could have done about that. I mean, if we had a 2-to-1 ratio on the stop loss, we still it wouldn't have been enough to combat the volatility that we saw in the day. So it's just one of those trades that you have to, you know, it's got to be chalked up as a loss, and that's it. So that's FxEdge Quattro. When it wins big. It does do very, very well in other trades, certainly, but not in this one, not on the day. Then we have this one. We had a change back from red to green. That would have been valid. Only problem is that there wasn't enough space between. There wasn't a big enough gap between the averages here for us to consider that a buy. So it just didn't meet all the criteria for a buy, and so we ignore that and we look forward to this sell. So we had a test of the neckline here at 130.27, and we look probably to have another test of it, and we'll see if price breaks back through and continues to move up, or if it moves down. Honestly, a head and shoulders pattern of this magnitude should have moved down quite a bit further more quickly. So we'll see what happens and how this plays out. I personally have a position that's in, and so we'll be waiting for that price action in the next few days. Okay, let me move on here. To my IBO. I'm sorry, my ATR Sniper. Now the ATR Sniper is also in a trade, guys. It's in a sell trade here, and you know, it got in on this big move down, and that just happens. It was going to happen. It's bound to happen. So we did get that. Price did go down a little bit, got us back, you know, moving upward. It did break the low though. So we did break the low of this long candle here, and so that does give us an opportunity, I think. Still for the sell through to the 129.50 area, which is our take profit. It's at 129.54. So we'll keep our eyes peeled. Could be, you know, wishful thinking here, but I think there's definitely room here on the sell side for this trade, and so we'll wait and play it out. It's currently at 1% risk, and we'll wait and see where it goes from there. Triple threat 3 is a sleeping giant, I will say. Meaning that it really hasn't done anything. It has the potential to do quite a bit, but we have been in consolidation. So when we're out of that consolidation zone, perhaps we'll get some great triple threat 3x trades, which will manifest themselves. Okay. And that pretty much sums it up. If you're interested in Tribe Forex, we are there. Not just me, lots of other traders. I actually love the Tribe because I get to communicate with people. They get to send me messages personally, and you know, obviously, this is where I like to, you know, this is where I spend my time when I'm trading. I don't need to trade an awful lot. I can take 1 or 2 trades a day and be completely happy. That's pretty much what most people do there in the Tribe. Sometimes we take 2 or 3 trades per week, you know, and that's plenty. If you get a nice 100-pip run and you've risked, you know, 15 and 20 pips, it doesn't take much. So with that, guys, I think that's it. You can go to tribeforex.com and you know, check this out, or you can simply go to myfxedge.com/replay for my last webinar that I had done on the Tribe. And with that, I'm signing off. Happy trading, guys. I will see you in the next session. All the best.